Did make it to 5K tab. So I am going to get started. So this is coming from the ID. Hey, Robin. Oh, you came from underneath the rock. But the idea is of consistency builds confidence. Welcome in, T. We often say, like, be consistent, be consistent, be consistent. But, like, what does it look like to be consistent in different areas of your life? What does it look like to build a foundation in self-trust? What does it look like to consistently pour into yourself? And I always talk from a place of pouring, because when we often go through day to day, we don't fill the cup that we are allowed. So we often feel depleted. We often feel like we didn't fulfill the moment. Like, there's so many things that happen. So confidence isn't born overnight. And, a lot of people do lack confidence when they're entering rooms where where they're entering rooms where they don't think that they belong, where they're entering spaces where you don't necessarily believe that it's for you. Thank you. But just consistency is the foundation of building self-trust within yourself. Trusting that you are pouring into yourself. Trusting that what you're saying out of your mouth is speaking life into you, and it's not speaking in a space of not wanting to see yourself prosper over others. And every time you show up for yourself, for a routine or for something, and then you show up for the thing that you put ahead of you, it tells your brain that you are able to trust. So you know how people be like, oh, my mind is playing tricks on me. If you continuously feed your mind that you're not good enough, that you're worthless, that you're always messing something up, what do you think is gonna happen? Once your mind is conditioned to learn something, because our brains are, no matter at what age we are like sponges. Some of the stuff sticks, some of it doesn't as you get older. But for the most part, I think the things that do stick is the parts that we don't necessarily love about ourselves. But we want to change the narrative, change the subject of how you speak to yourself, welcome in, KT, change how you feel about you in those moments when you don't have it to pull together. And the more consistent you are, the more secure you are in building the trust within yourself. And your capabilities, how you'll be able to start believing the things that you say that you want people to believe about you. And building routines are acts of self-respect. Thank you. Building routines sometimes routines are good. There are moments where if you have a routine that may not be working, you have to change it. Those are okay too. You have to be able to know when you need to pivot. You need to be able to know when things are just not working anymore. Welcome back, Lacey. But a morning and an evening routine is not about being perfect at it. It's about being intentional, about being consistent to keep those things going if they're working. You don't keep a thing if it doesn't work for you, because if you're consistently doing something the wrong way on purpose, then you're not building good habits. You're not pouring into yourself. You're taking away something that now you have to reteach your mind to think, reteach the brain that this is something that doesn't really work for me. And a routine says, I value my mind, my body, and my peace. And I always talk about like how when things start to interrupt your peace, that's when things are off. When you have a way of doing things, and that's, like I said, not that it's always the right way, but if it works, sometimes we tend to do things because it works. And in things that work, that doesn't always mean that it's going to be the most consistent. I know for me, I lack consistency when I feel defeated, or when my mind, like in a day like today, where my brain is like foggy, like I have so much I want to do, so many thoughts fuming, and I don't write them down, or I don't have time to write them down, or I just don't have time to just think what are all of these thoughts whirling in my head. And I know that about myself. I know that I'm not the best at time management, and I'm also not the best when I'm trying to be my best self, and then there's things that come up. So those are the things that I know about myself. But every 10 minutes of structure creates another sense of stability. And it is able to like pull you in and be able to show you that you're able to be consistent in something. And it doesn't have to be every time, but being intentional about being consistent is the only way that you learn discipline. I'm somebody who lacks discipline because I just be playing, but I want to be consistent and I want to do these things. But there are so many other things happening. It continuously is hard to always capitalize or captivate the moments that I think that I will be helpful for me, because I'm in a like a state of, I want to say a state of confusion. I won't say discomfort because I'm not technically discomfortable in chaos. Sometimes I feel my best when things are going crazy and I'm able to like take a breath, handle what I need to handle, and then move on. Small daily actions. So like I'm not a type of person who knows how to meditate. Not that I can't learn it, but I think it's really hard for me because my brain is always on go. It's always looking for the next best thing. It's always looking, how can I improve the lives of me and the people around me? How can I do the one thing, the one thing, the one thing? Like it's a constant thing. Like I'm always thinking about how to elevate, how to step it up. And those sometimes drive me crazy. But I know that that's how my brain works, and that's how I'm always able to step into something a little deeper, a little better, a little understanding. And I don't always find all of the right ways, but I think once you start to do these healthier habits, these healthier moments, and you build these parts of your lives where it's more consistent, you tend to find things that is more consistent in your life. When you stick to something, welcome in Alana, you stick to something that you often wanted to do, or you stick to something, you start to build positive habits. Positive habits turn into things that you enjoy. Things that you enjoy turn into something routine because you thoroughly enjoy it. Thank you for the heart, me. I appreciate it. These are all things that are possible, but you have to put that extra effort in. And then, like, also don't, small consistency patterns don't need to not be celebrated, because I feel like it creates the momentum for you to fall into better habits. It creates the momentum for you to fall into the very thing that you look forward to doing. So don't small change yourself because you are so stuck in what the bigger picture looks like that you forget to think, welcome back in, Casey, that you forget to create the confidence in what you have already created. We always want to look at what the bigger picture look like. And if the bigger picture doesn't look like the picture that we already had in our head, then we find ways to negate that we actually move forward in that. Thank you for the populace. But in those processes, of course, there's always an extra process. Welcome in, Auntie Keisha. Confidence follows discipline. Do you realize how like confident you can feel like when you actually stick to something that you're doing? So like for me, it's like getting on live, taking my days off, sitting here, making sure that I have a topic to talk to you guys about that actually makes sense and is relevant to what I've been talking about all of November. Making sure that I don't repeat stuff, making sure that I'm adding on to all the things that I say, adding on to all the topics, and making sure that I'm literally staying inside of the realm of where, of course, we have commercial breaks. You know, my brain be all over the place and I be trying. But just being able to know that that's how it works out. Welcome in, KJ. Just being openly positive and openly open about like this is where I'm at. And the more disciplined you are, of course, the better the routines turn out. And the more capable and powerful you feel when you're able to actually stay disciplined. Discipline is very hard for people. Sticking to that thing no matter what, it can be a little tricky. It can be almost the very thing that sometimes is a lot, which is fine. But also you have to remember that that's not how everybody else works. Some people don't work in that same way that we work, and then we wonder why it doesn't work because we don't try to work it. There's things that you have to do in place to make sure that these things happen the way that they're supposed to. These headphones are starting to hurt. But creating small realms and small deposits of discipline will take you so much further. So much further. Can y'all tell I didn't comb my hair again? I just caught a whiff on my side. One way that I stay consistent is I continue to remind myself of why I'm doing it in the first place. I continue to go back to my purpose, or what I believe is to be my purpose, or the why as to why I'm starting at this point and what I'm looking forward to in the next point. Because I don't think this is just where I'm start. This is my starting point. This is my stepping stone. But the way that the ideas are flowing for me, I think that if I continue at this, it'll open up another door. If I continue at this, it'll open up another door. So just reminding myself like why I started doing this in the first place and what I'm trying to achieve in the time that I'm on here. Setting the tone too. So like for me, during the week when I'm going to work, like my morning routine, like if my morning routine is off, it's gonna look welcome in. It might be I can't guarantee that if my morning is off, that my rest of my day is not gonna be like a little chaotic. I've added something to my morning routine, which is before my feet even touch the ground, is to thank God for waking me up and my family up. Thank you. So I think that has been something that I've been trying to be consistent with. Not that I don't thank him when I do finally get up, but I plan out my day for work, not during the weekends, but during work. I have to, because if I don't, I'll be all over the place getting nothing done. So I definitely plan how my mornings are going to go. So like my morning is I wake up at 4:30 Monday through Friday. That's a non-negotiable. Welcome in, Coley. If I do not wake up on time, it throws my whole day off. If I don't do something that I'm supposed to do, it throws my day off. And that's a problem for me. That's like, it could be like something as simple as I didn't get to make my coffee. That's something I do. Now, does coffee help me? Probably not by this time. That's something that I look forward to doing. So of course there are going to be moments where like I don't have time to make coffee. So what I've done, I've taken the stuff to work to make it. But that could throw me off in the morning because I'm used to making my coffee. I'm used to having it. That might set me around the kitchen an extra 5 minutes. And if you know anything about traveling in New York City or anywhere in the tri-state, every minute matters. Every minute counts. When I used to live in Connecticut, if I left 10 minutes after I was supposed to leave, everything went to shit. Everything. Because now I'm stuck on that traffic that everybody got on that 10 minutes that I used to get on earlier than everybody and didn't catch that traffic. I'm in the traffic now. So, trust me, I know how petty and tedious changing up a thing can be. There are like simple, consistent habits that I try to do, like I said, in the morning before I put my feet on the floor. Thank God for waking me up. I don't do the affirmations in the morning. Thank you. I don't do affirmations in the morning because I think I'm at a better point where I don't need to like pump myself up to get to that part. But I do pay attention to like when I need to add something into the routine. Like I don't always have it together. I mean, I can, but that's not always the first thing that go. I just try to get out the house. Let me see. And then my evening routine, it varies. Well, for like right now, being like I do the live at 8 p.m. Monday through Friday. That's something that I know that whatever I need to do by the time I get home, like I need it to be done. Like I have to get these things done. I need to get this done. I need to be at a certain place. But that doesn't always breed the most positive interactions or the most positive things or whatever have you. But I do like to journal. I haven't journaled this week, which it's probably why my head is in a fog because I haven't had the time, but We also only on Tuesday, even though it feels like it's Friday already. I swear, it feels like a true Friday. But journaling helps when you're in that fog and you're in that mental space and you're trying to breathe consistency. Being able to write it down, or for me, I used to put like stickies around my screen just to like keep me reminded, keep me grounded. As you can see, I have my whiteboard behind me where I constantly put like affirmations. Yo, it does not feel like a Tuesday. I was today after work, I was like, yo, it just happens to feel like it's Friday. And we're only at Tuesday. The nerve that we have a full week of school. I'm off next week, so I can't really be too complaining. But it still feels like it's every bit of a Friday. And I'm going to have to wake up late tomorrow, which is not. It's only going to be Wednesday. So, yeah. But again, these are things that, like that come up. These are things that happen. Life is happening around us no matter how much we try to like stop it, but also celebrating small wins with yourself. Celebrating, hey, I actually did something that I said I was going to do today. Like, we don't focus on all the things that we did good, but the moment we do something wrong, it just goes. It just goes. It just goes. It's a long week on Tuesday, Sadie. A long week. Very long week. But the bigger arching thing, besides the consistency building the confidence, is also being patient with yourself. We often we hold ourselves to a high standard. We are our biggest critics. Yes, I was off and I said I was sleeping in and not doing anything. Oh, I love that for you. I love that for you. Even when I'm off, I'm not off. So, but be patient with yourself. We often don't give ourselves enough grace. We don't give ourselves enough patience. And I don't want you to for me, I feel like I don't want to give myself enough grace or enough patience because I don't want to fall victim to giving myself a pat on the back like it's okay. And then I keep allowing things like, oh, no, it's okay. Just continuous to allow things to just fall to the wayside. So I don't want to, I know what I need, and I know it's not for everybody, but I know for me, like, I'm hard on myself because I know that I can get really, really lazy and I can be like, F everything. I'm not doing nothing. And like, I don't care who don't like it. Like, I already said I'm not cooking. I'm not cooking for the rest of the week. I made that decision on a Tuesday. I mean, it happens. But these are the things, like, I know, like, if I don't cook this whole week, come Sunday when I always cook, it might be a little hard. But it's also hard the same week of Thanksgiving because I don't want to eat anything that I'm going to eat on Thursday because I need to have the taste for it. We are the same. Come on, birthday twin. But growth isn't linear either. Patience for yourself has to be the bigger picture. Growth is not something that you can just walk the straight line like, look, I'm growing. Like, that's not how it goes. Like, there's different levels to it. There's different waves of things that you're going to come into, and you have to be able to be ready to accept it. Like, there are ways and there are moments, and like, always remember, when I'm talking, I'm speaking to myself, and I'm speaking from a perspective of in the way that I experience life. Like, some days I'll be full of energy and some days I won't. Some days I'll be angry and some days I won't. Like, there are so many things where, like, you just have to, like, how do I measure growth? Well, when it comes to this live journey that I'm on, I'm very big on rewatching my lives just to see, like, where I could have captivated on a question, where I could have taken a pause and just give people a reflection moment, or like, I pay attention to like the details that I miss while being live, because that's the only thing about being live versus making content. When you're making content, you make the video, you can edit it, you can add, flip, turn, voiceover, like, you can do all that. But when you're on live, like, and you are in real time, you have to just go with what it is. And if that's not what you wanted to convey, too late, it's already out there. So I just try to be mindful and intentional about the things that are coming out of my mouth if I actually truly believe it. On top of me truly believing it, that I'm actually living the life that I say that I am. This is not just for social media. Like, this is my real life. Like, this is how I really think. This is how I really act. And, like, I hope if you know that it's conveyed in that way as well. So and what matters is giving yourself grace and getting back to what you need to do, or get back to you without being guilty about not finishing something. Sometimes we don't know how to be still. We don't know how to sit down. And we often try to find ways to pick it up and get to where we need to go, and then we wondering why we have so much chaos, because we were supposed to sit down. Sit down. Be still. Stay in a moment. And if you're staying in a moment, then you'll be able to you'll be able to learn the thing that you're supposed to learn. Granted, I said that it's not going to be everything that you oh, thank no problem, Sam. This is not going to be everything that you want. You know, like, you're not going to go to work and have an amazing day every time. And although you may feel like you do, or you may feel like you want to, and you may want that for yourself, but like, I just feel like that's not realistic. When we set those silent expectations and those unrealistic goals, and at the end of the day, we ended up being let down, or we ended up not feeling ourselves, is because we put something on ourselves that wasn't attainable. You have to know who you are. You have to know how you show. Thank you. You have to know how you show up. You have to know who you are. And often on times with this app, like, if you don't come on this app knowing who you are, you will lose yourself. Because I'm speaking from it. I lost myself when I was trying to like adhere to what I thought everybody wanted to see versus just doing what is true to me. You fall victim to it, because this app will show you 17 million variations of what success looks like. Nobody on this app, and I mean nobody. People talk about little hiccups that they had on their journey, but nobody really has sat on this app and took you through their journey. Took you through when it was like, you know, they'll say like, you know, my first week I made 17 cents. And now I'm making thousands of dollars on here. So it's like, yeah, when you didn't go from 17 cents to 1,000, what happened in the middle? What's the piece that you're not really telling us? What is the piece that you're not going to want to get on? Where's the piece when you say, I just don't feel like doing it? It's no purpose. It's not helping me. It's not doing anything. I'm not seeing the fruits of my labor. I'm not seeing anything that I'm pushing out. I'm not getting that back. People are not supporting me. People are not doing the things that they do. But then we sit here and you tell these people, and you show them all these hundreds of followers that you got in them, but you don't show where you started. You talk about it. Show me what that looked like. Show me how you felt that it did, like when you didn't got on live and you didn't make sure you look perfect in the camera. What this? Hold on, say it got filtered. No one shares the sacrifice. No, nobody shares the sacrifice. Nobody said if you have kids that you're gonna have to find a valuable time that you can do both, if that's something that you want to do. That you're gonna miss valid time with your family. That you're gonna miss valid time doing the things that you used to enjoy before you enter this life journey. They don't talk about that. So everything that you see on here is me growing, me moving, me trying to figure out. Thank you for the populace. Where do I fall in this realm? Because I'm not sitting over here taking my clothes off. Because Lord knows, you've seen. I think I've seen a little bit of everything on here. Little bit. Dance until they get 10K. I'm not doing that. I've seen people put on this whole persona, and then like if you see them, they're not the same person from their videos that they are in their lives. So it's like, who are you really putting a facade on? Is it for you or is it for the people? Because at the end of the day, if you keep trying to please the people, they will let you down. Especially on this app. People are so inconsistent. And if you don't know, and this is something that I'm still learning, is you got to know, you can never really know who's going to support you. You could never really know what that's going to really look like. And support looks different for everybody. Support looks different for like, I am grateful that I've kept, for the last 2 days, I've kept 8 to 10 people in my room. Consistent for my whole, that's big for me. So I celebrate that, for people actually listening to what I have to say, actually believing what I have to say, are able to jump in and, you know, show their gratitude by sitting in here, grabbing a Daily Heart Me like that. Although it's 1 cent, it's still a piece that people don't have to do. That's something that people don't don't have to really, they don't have to, it's 1,000 people on live at the same time at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock is the most traffic hour to get on live. I run the risk of getting on live and not having nobody in my room because there's other people on. That's going to give you more entertainment. And granted, making my life better is my entertainment. Finding ways to level my thinking, finding ways to push into the moments that I don't really understand, getting other people's perspective, talking to people I don't get to talk to all the time. Those are the things that I look forward to. Everybody doesn't have the same goal. Everybody, the monetizing part, it will come. And I had to tell myself that because I used to be stressed. I'm not even gonna lie. In the beginning, I'm like 3 cents, 5 cents. Because you already know TT is taking it, love you too, taking it off the top. So you pouring everything. You just giving everything. And you get 3 cents, 5 cents. But you go on these people who did the work and has done the work and had these moments, but they don't tell you. So you just think that you need to get to this point. And it's like, it's not realistic. I know I'm not gonna have great nights all the time. I know I'm not gonna have moments where I just want to be like, I want to quit. I have those moments all the time. I'm not perfect, but I have those times because I'm like, dang, what is all of this for? I'm meeting a lot of great people on here. Networking in a network that I would have never networked in. But I'm making things, I'm changing things, have more access to things that I would have never had access to if I was anywhere else. So of course, TikTok gives you so many things. And I'm grateful because I'm able to get on the internet and make something shake at some point. But it's a process. It's not going to happen overnight. I'm not looking for it to happen overnight because I don't even know if I'm ready for it. I don't know if I'm ready to have 70 people in my room that's listening to me talk. I might lose my goddamn mind. So it's like, this is me preparing. You guys are seeing in front of you somebody who's preparing to be greater. I am not there yet. I am not where I want to be. And although I might be good to some, there's so much I want to improve on. There's so many things that I want to do. But I'm pacing myself. I don't want to jump before I'm able to land on both of my feet. Because that'll be the worst thing for me, is to go before I'm ready and then I fall. I'm human. I have kids. I work. I have a husband. There's things that I have going on that I just need to be able to pull back and don't have no guilt about it. I can't get on here and perform no more than I already do. This is my real life. Everybody don't live their real life on here. I don't wake up and look like, I may wake up and look like this. Just like this. Hair is pushed back, but it ain't really tight. Hair coming down because my ponytail little. This is my real life. So it's like, I just want to continue to live out my real truth and hope that in my real truth that everybody is able to see that's who she is. Now, may I crack a corny joke? Absolutely. Absolutely. Some people don't find me funny. Like my husband, he don't think I'm funny. I think I'm a little funny. I may not be the funniest. Yes, the little pony was hurting. And the headphones and the pony, it don't work. So I just had to put it down. But, this is my truth. I swear. But don't be afraid to start over. Because sometimes building confidence doesn't mean you're starting over. Building confidence means sometimes you are stopping where you are and you're creating something new. You're birthing something new. Because we often see I'm not that confident in this or that. But there are areas of your life that you're confident in. I'm confident that I know how to do my job. Now, do other people feel like they can do your job better? Of course, there's going to be that one person who thinks that they can outdo you in a job that doesn't even fit them. But that's everywhere. That's not just TikTok. That's everywhere. That's in life. But even don't beat yourself up if you just couldn't get it together. Don't beat yourself up if you couldn't You couldn't cook that meal. You couldn't wash those clothes. You just couldn't do something. Don't.
Like everywhere I turn my it hurt.
Okay, just go sit down. You probably pulled something. Just go have a seat.
I can only do this. It hurts.
Okay, just go sit down. Um, your journey doesn't have to reset every time you take a pause. Your journey doesn't have to reset every time you decide that you want to elevate it a little bit. Nothing has to stop because the world doesn't stop and time does not stop. Time does not stop for no one. So if you think that just because this life doesn't stop, you just have to know at what point you need to return and what your return needs to look like. Right, B? Not a soul, not one soul. These days is filtering the hell out of these comments today. Thank you, me. Every attempt strengthens the muscle in your discipline. Every time you get up and you make the decision to be better, it strengthens the muscle of discipline. Every time you wake up and push yourself, even when you don't want to. You know how many days I get up at 4:30 and be like, oh, hell no. It happened this morning. I'm like, oh, God. I know that I need to be in bed after I get off this live. Do you absolutely think that I go to bed after I leave here? No. There's 1,000 other things that I do before actually getting in the bed. So, yeah, of course there's going to be moments where it's like, I should go to sleep. It's 11:30. Doom scrolling on TikTok, per usual. I look up, it's 12:04 last night. I'm like, oh, man. Now I'm here. And now I'm here trying to do that. I'm not doing it again. You had a bunch of random words that were blocked, hopefully. Oh, thanks, Robin. I appreciate it. Thanks, me. So it's like, we all know when we just need to take a pause. We all know when we're working on empty. We all feel that. Take a pause. Take a pause when you need to. But when you come back on your return, come back a little harder than you left. Put a little effort back into where you were. No, nothing's perfect. Nothing's going to be perfect. If you're looking for perfection, organization is way better than perfection. Because you can always point back to those points. You can always pull from it. But trying to strive for perfection, there's always going to be something you could have done better. There's always going to be something that you could have captivated a little bit better. It's always going to be something. If you keep striving for perfection, you will. I'm telling you, there's never going to be a moment where there's not something that you could do better. I have to crawl back into my shell. Yeah, and listen, and there's nothing wrong with resetting. There's nothing wrong with a reset. You know how many times you have to reset a kid? So imagine an adult who, some adults are not even emotionally intelligent enough to know when they need a reset. But for the ones who do know when they need a reset, it's okay to take a reset. It's okay to take a step back and be like, yeah, I'm not ready. And that's okay. Setting boundaries in order for you to be you and fucking optimum, Lord Jesus. Letting you able to do what you need to do to build the discipline that you need in moving forward is all worth it. It's all worth it. All the sleepless nights, all the notebooks of writing, all the work you're putting in. It's going to be for something. It may not hit when you want it to hit. And I'm speaking to myself because I'm so self-critical when I'm trying to manifest these things for myself. And if people don't respect the reset, hold on, what you said, Sam? They are not. Oh, yeah, definitely. But be vocal about your reset. I'm in a space. I'm trying to get it together. But also know, like, be able to use the words. Be able to have the language that you need when you need it. Oh, yeah, you was wilding. That was crazy. But consistency helps quit anxiety and overthinking. Consistency allows your brain to say, oh, my head is picking up a different rhythm. My mind is relaxed right now. Why? How is that possible? And you start to peel back like how your brain works. and how you work your brain. Your brain loves patterns. No matter what, our brains are based on patterns and routines, and those are the things that make life feel better. When you have structure, kids thrive in structure. Adults thrive in structure. When there's no structure, it's chaos. And structure could be something as simple as when you come in the house, you take your shoes off. Now, whatever's on the bottom of your shoes stays at the front door. You don't bring all that stuff into your house. Simple things. Something simple as you close the door when you're done. Something is just consistency is something that we often have to like strive for, in the sense of it helps us along the way. It helps us feel safer in the sense that we know that these are the things that normally happen. And granted, there are going to be things that literally don't happen. There are going to be things that don't always hit, but you have to just be mindful of it. What is this? And I don't function in chaos. Oh no, I function a little chaos. A little chaos. Not too much. When it's overwhelming, I'll walk away. But some chaos is not too bad. What is one thing you're confident in? Did you consistently get it? One thing I'm confident in is the knowledge that I have, and consistency got me here to a certain extent, but also the drive that I have. I won't allow myself to be like, I'll sit in something, but I won't allow myself to fail. So something I'm consistent in is learning. I've committed to being a lifelong learner and not saying that I know everything, because I don't. I'm always speaking from a perspective of something that I've overcame, something I've lived, or something I've seen people live, or something I read in a book. And I didn't really do much reading, but I got my master's, so I read enough. Consistent confidence flows naturally when your nervous system is at ease. Oftentimes we don't allow ourselves to get to that point, but at the same time, it's like we gotta allow ourselves those moments. Sorry guys, talking a lot. My lips is a little crusty. And always remember to celebrate the small wins, the small victories, the moments where we don't celebrate often. You have to remember, like, people thrive on, self-recognition. People thrive on being able to see the fruits of their labor. And sometimes something as simple as the fruits of your labor is having people sit in my room. For me, having people come back the next day, having people support me, having people show up, waiting for my lives. When I don't get on, it's like, oh, where you at? Like, those feel good, because I feel like, that I have a routine, and you are either holding me accountable for it, or you're a little nervous as to why what's happening. You're more concerned. So definitely a blessing. Definitely it can be. I can't wait till it does take off, because we are preparing, because as I'm still building community with everybody, and you guys have been consistently here, this is what it's going to look like. It's going to be consistent. I'm going to talk to the chat. I'm going to answer the questions. I'm going to do all the things that I can. In fact, I'll be like, it's A, we're right, B, right. So, I'm just trying to hold that part of consistency. Come on, 35K. I'm trying to hold that part of consistency. And I don't never think I'll get bigger than the program, because no amount of money can change how I feel about what I talk about, or can change who I am. So that I know that I will always maintain, because I may get a couple extra things, but that I've been working my whole life. Like, I just can't see myself getting a bag from here and it just changing my whole thing. Like, I'm so aligned with what I want to do. Now, do I have all of the answers? No. But I'm on a path to where I'm willing to learn. I'm doing all of the things that you should. Dr. M, she has a consulting business where she teaches people to level up, and like, what is your why, what is your plan, and like to uncover that. So I'm excited about that. I'm gonna start that this week. So it's like basically a self-taught way of finding out and digging and asking yourself those questions that people don't ask you, or the ones that you don't ask yourself. You'll You'll just reach more people, bigger platform. Come on, Sam. Come on. And don't forget to praise yourself for all the attempts that you do to make your life better. It's an attempt, it's still an achievement. Because you attempted to get to the place that you want to. You have to not stop celebrating you. Nobody's going to celebrate you how you celebrate you. And you know what you are sacrificing to get to where you are. You know what it looks like. You know what it feels like. Hold on, let me add some little shops. Let's see if we can get some new faces in the room. And I know I spoke about my relationship with God yesterday, that I'm working on it, and I'm working to what's your advice for people that don't know how to celebrate themselves? Start off small. Write down 3 attainable goals. 3 attainable goals. Notice the key word isn't attainable, because we often set these large things for ourselves and wonder why we don't actually hit our marks. But if you take 3 attainable goals, write them down like as a checklist. Once you do that, put something in which you get a reward if you complete it. You have to find things that, and then the reward needs to be something that you are looking forward to. It can't be like, oh, I'm gonna buy myself something, because you can do that anytime. But when you reward yourself for staying consistent, when you reward yourself for pushing forward, you have to celebrate yourself. What does celebration look like? It looks different to everybody. So for me, I would put 3 attainable goals and then go treat myself to something that I've been wanting. Maybe like a massage, something that can create the memory, can cause some relaxation, can show you a moment where you can just have a seat, show you where you can just take a breath. Rewarding yourself is important. And I'm not saying it has to be of monetary value. It could be as simple as take a walk, have a seat. We put ourselves in places where we don't normally pull ourselves out. So when I say that, I mean, like, we want things for ourselves. We put things forward for ourselves, and we don't sit there and make sure that we are sticking to those things. Like, we don't applaud ourselves for sticking to something for 5 minutes. Like, so this is for like somebody who's about to start working out. You don't congratulate yourself for going to the gym and working out 15 minutes. You be like, oh, I should have did longer. You wanted to write a page. You wrote a half a page, but you're like, I didn't write the full page. I didn't finish the assignment. So now it's no good. Like, no, you did something. You did more than you started out with. That's a celebration. You started something. That's a celebration. This all is building for long-term confidence. All these moments that you are putting in place is building up for long-term confidence. It's no pressure. It's no shame. It's you building you up to support others, for you to be a service to others. It takes a while. You won't have all the answers. You won't have all the answers. All the answers will not be something that you'll be able to have, and that's okay. I don't have all the answers. I have experiences that I lived, and may my experience and your experience be the same? Absolutely. Absolutely. But at the same time, you have to know what works for you. What works for me might work for you. Thank you, Andres. I appreciate it. What works for me, you may not work for me. And that's okay. That's okay. This is not a moment where you have to do everything that Raina says. You have to do everything that works for Raina. No, that's not what it is. I'm just offering you something that works for me. Thank you for the roses. I'm offering you a different outlook on what you didn't really know could be. Like, you don't have to do it. It's not something like, hey, this is what I'm saying, you got to do this. No. I'm offering you a different perspective on how to move. And maybe I may say something, may trigger something for your thought. This is all about adding to what you already have, because you are all adults in here. You have a unique set of skills that you come with. Now, can I offer you something, a different perspective? Can I offer you something that you didn't think of it? Absolutely. Because we all don't think alike, and that's how we were made. We were not made to be like the other person. Even twins are not made to be like, yes, they share the womb, but they are individuals. And consistency is an energy, and it spreads. Do you know when people see you being consistent, like, so like for me, I work in the school. When people see me constantly doing things and I don't do something, it's like, oh, why you didn't do that? Oh, we're not having a potluck this month? Really? Consistency breeds other people to pay attention to when you're not being consistent. It attracts a different kind of energy. People seeing that how you walk into your lives, people seeing how you move can also trigger like, oh, I could do it. If she can do it, I can do it. And I want to be that kind of motivated. I don't want to be like, oh, I want to be like her, or I don't like her because she doesn't think how I think. No, I'm just here to offer you another perspective into something that you might have been doing, or that's something that you might have wanted to do. That's it. It's very simple. It's not rocket science. I promise. It's not something that you've never heard before. It's just being said in a different tone, in a different way, and from a different person. That's literally all it is. So, sorry, like the text messages fly across my screen. Um, when you show up for yourself, it impacts your parenting, it impacts your work, it impacts your relationships, it impacts your creative expression. When I hear other people talk, I scroll through TikTok all the time, and if something catches my ear, I'll scroll back on it and listen to it. Because sometimes hearing something from somebody else in a different tone and a different delivery can trigger something inside of you that like, oh no, I need to go write that down. Oh, I need to like really pay attention to that because that really hit me. And sometimes I may say something that may hit, and I may say something that don't got nothing to do with you, nothing how you feel in that moment, and that's fine too. But I appreciate having the opportunity to get on this platform and speak to people, offer people a different opportunity to hear something different that they haven't heard all day, something that they didn't see all day. Welcome in, Keisha. Like something. It is, like I said, it's not gonna always be perfect. It's not gonna always be perfect, and I know that, and I want you to know that life is not gonna be perfect. There are gonna be bumps. There's gonna be monkey wrenches. There are gonna be things thrown at you that you just couldn't even fathom. Why you take everything with a grain of salt? Don't take anything personal, and continue to move forward. Like we often go through these days and don't really know what's gonna come because we don't have an a little manifesting ball to figure out like what's next. We can only assume. But what I will leave you with guys with today is that you don't need to be perfect. Perfection is not something that we have to strive for. You just need to be present. Being present shows people that you're here for them, and you're here to see them grow. You're here to see them flourish. You're here to see them be their best selves. And I'm open to hearing feedback. Now, will I argue back if I don't like something? Of course. I get that. Listen, trust me. Like I said, when I'm talking to myself. I I haven't strived for perfection in a long time. I strive for order. I try to get as close to detail as I can, but perfection is impossible. So that's adding more stress on to something that you'll never be able to attain. That's adding something on to something that you'll never be able to actually fathom or get to. It's hard. But like I said, what I want to leave the thought with you guys is, welcome in, Rivera. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be present. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be present. And consistency is not about speed. It's not about speed. It's not how fast you can be consistent. Because the faster you are consistent, the quicker you're gonna be. Not, it's not gonna work. Consistency is you take your time and you be intentional about how you deal with those things. Consistency is not about speed. It's about showing up for you. How do you show up for you? Not your friend, not your cousin, not your family, not your man, your husband. How do you show up for you? This is all about you. What the hell is that? Jesus Christ. I'm telling you, it's always some random fireworks. 9 o'clock on a Tuesday. I'm sorry. It's just. That's ridiculous. Why? Why? What does that say? Why does it not let me take it off? You hear? Yo, you hear that? Cause it's like a little crack in the curtain. I'm like, is something lit up? Do I hear anything else? Like, that's ridiculous. It just threw me off. I'm like, what the hell?